I, by default, as soon as we start the meeting, it will record. Sometimes it is recording, sometimes it is not.
Okay.
I don't know. I think maybe space issue again today. Good, thanks. At least you are reminded. No, we missed almost. Okay,
Yeah.
out of topic. I'll just 5 minutes. I'll review this.
Yeah.
So this is overall the Ansible concept. Why do we use Ansible? Like till now, what we have done, we have used Terraform or ARM templates to provision our infrastructure, right? So you may have to maintain, we'll have to maintain the infrastructure, right? So most of the time, what will happen as part of maintenance, you have to apply patches, you have to configure your application, or you have to modify your existing or configuration files, right? So for all these things, you can use Ansible. So what is Ansible? So assume that you have different environments here. Let's say QA environment, development environment, and production environment. And each environment will have a different n number of agents. You can call it as agents, nodes, or hosts, right? So let's say QA have 15 hosts and development environment has 20 and your production has 15 servers or agents, right? Now, if you want to modify, let's say you want to install a software HTTPD in all the servers. So doing it manually will take time and there is a high possibility of making mistakes. So for this purpose, we'll use Ansible. So there will be one instance where the Ansible will be running and we will write the playbooks in AML. So the simple playbook is like install HTTPD with the state present and absent. Also we can specify. Present means if it is not started, it will automatically start. In case if you want to remove something also from these servers, you can use a state called absent, right? Whenever you run a command called Ansible-playbook followed by the playbook name. Whatever the playbook you have written, that name if you pass for the Ansible playbook, this will automatically push few modules to respective servers and it will done the job. It will execute the commands or instructions, whatever is specified in this playbook, and it will delete the modules, whatever is copied for that purpose. So your system will be clean like as it is, right? And it will use a SSH concept to contact these servers because we are not running any agent on these servers, right? This is Ansible will work with agentless. So now you have different environments like QA environment, development environment, and production environments. Sometimes you may have to modify or you will have a different set of configurations specific to QA, and same way you may have different set of configurations for development and production. So to manage at a group level, you have a something called concept of roles, right? So you can create a different role like for testing QA environment test role, and you can specify or role is nothing but a group of playbooks. So you can group all the playbooks which are specific to your QA environment and add it to test role, right? Likewise, you can have dev role and production role. There is something called master playbook, which will actually manage all these things, right? There is another fact, let's say you out of this production 15 hosts, you may have to modify only a few hosts. So where are we specifying that? There is something called inventory file under Ansible installation location. There is something called a file called hosts. In this, you will have to specify a list of hosts. You can specify the range also here. Let's say 15 from 2 to 99 or 2 to 1000. So it will install for that range as well. So this is overall the Ansible concept, right? So what is an Ansible? Ansible is an open source platform by Red Hat, and it is used to automate the cloud provisioning and configuration management and application deployments. We can do all these things using Ansible playbooks. Using Ansible, you can provision VMs, containers, and your entire cloud infrastructure as well. Whereas your Puppet and Chef will work in the full concept. So you have to run some agents on your servers. The agents will be requesting the required information to the server so that your Chef and Puppet will work with agents, whereas the Ansible will work with agentless, right? What are the playbooks? Playbooks are nothing but a group of tasks, right? So you can define your list of tasks. Let's say creating a resource group is a task, right? So this is one task. Likewise, you can define n number of tasks and add it for a playbook. And what is the command to call your playbook? Ansible playbook followed by the playbook name. So if you want to check syntax for before running any syntactical errors, you can run Ansible playbook --- syntax check will display the any syntax error, right? And similarly, if you want to see the list of servers or agents on which the changes are going to apply by running this specific playbook, you can run. This is a good practice to run always, right? Check syntax and check for the list of hosts on which it is going to apply these things. How the Ansible will be work? With the concepts of modules. A playbook is typically made up of many modules, right? So for example, if you want to run a multiple tasks like creating a resource group or creating a virtual network or adding a subnet, you can use Ansible modules, different 3 modules in a single playbook and run that playbook. How Ansible works? By connecting to your nodes. How? Using SSH connections. By default, it will use the SSH connection and it will copy something called modules, right? A unit of code. So as soon as your work is done, automatically the copied modules will be removed from the servers, agents, right? For interactive with Azure service, Ansible includes a suite of Ansible cloud modules. Again, to contact with Azure, we have a set of modules, right? So this is the sample format of simple playbook. Any doubts till now?
Bhaskar,
Yes.
can you go in the diagram? Yeah, sure.
Which whatever I
That
have explained
yeah,
here. Okay.
see, Ansible instance, Ansible example. Correct my understanding. Whichever the instance of Ansible like playbook, the code and roles test dev. I mean, whatever the code, it doesn't matter. Like whatever the code is .NET, so whatever the code we written, okay,
Yes, it doesn't matter.
it
You
doesn't
just
matter.
ask the you are giving the
So,
respective commands here, instructions here. Simple.
so the how?
Assume that you are going to do something manually, irrespective of whatever it is, .NET or Java or Python or whatever it is. The same thing will come here. Simple. It's a automation.
That that code will be pushed into the server. This right?
It
In,
is no. I said the instructions will be pushed to the respective agents. Let's say
okay,
here in
so
this
where
example, it will give the instruction install HTTPD. Push in the sense, don't consider that like what your Jenkins consider. Sorry, Git.
Git?
Okay.
Yeah.
Basically, the instructions will be executed here. Why I said
So
push pull concept? Just to show the difference between agent and agentless, between our other tools like Chef and agent. This is interview point of view, I said. Yes.
okay, push. It will push what are the changes in the respect to servers where the agentless
You are
Ansible
using
instance
SSH
in the
connection.
server.
Yes.
Yeah, yes. Key
And
value. Yes, yes.
yes, you will contact that and execute and just
Is that SS key will be compatible for Windows also, right? It does not matter like which is Linux or Unix or is that SS key
the
through key
configuration
that
will change. That's all between your Linux or the Windows.
Windows?
Yeah,
Okay.
communication. Okay, this is a small code, basically, right? This is the
Also,
Ansible workflow.
is that even the SSH key values,
Mhm.
the Ansible can be sent with the other DMZ zone hosted servers
As
also, right?
long as you have connectivity between those two, you can do that.
It,
Enabled as long as the SSH
firewall energy
connection is
rules wherever
yes,
the DMZ can be enabled. Yes, it is
yes.
smart enough that SSH keys, this Ansible can be triggered
See, this is one-time job, right? It is manually. It is your responsibility to create that connection, right?
configurations. Yeah.
So once you are done, you can reuse those playbooks a number of times. So this is the flow of your Ansible, the workflow of Ansible. So generally, this is what your controller mission, whatever we specified here, the instance, this is called a controller mission, right? A controller mission will have your Ansible playbooks. What we can achieve, we can provision resources, configure applications, your configuration to scale. So once you have deployed your everything, maybe for further to maintain, that's what we discussed, right? So what we have roles, you have modules, you have plugins, inventory, all those things. Yeah, whatever we discussed, same thing. Here, you can do the load balancing, you can deploy your application, you can see this is into a single server or multiple servers. Same here also. You can apply the patches to a single or multiple servers. This is how it will work, right? So we'll do one. Again, go to your portal. We'll use the again Cloud Shell, right? Where is that Cloud Shell? Where is Cloud Shell? I'm going to execute my Cloud Shell. So you need to contact your agent account list. This is a command called agent account list. It will display the list of your subscriptions, basically, right? You need your where is this? Copy this here. Agent account list. Ansible uses exporting the Azure subscription ID environment variable. So you should do this for every session. Copy it to a notepad. So what is my subscription ID? Where is this? This is my subscription ID. This is session based. Remember this. If you refresh, again, this session is gone. You have to set first the subscription ID to do the action on the same subscription. Okay. Here's your subscription ID. Okay. Then where is it? I will copy paste the same thing here. Here, hyphen host is nothing but you can specify all, or you can the host file name. You can specify that. So if you specify local host, it will install only the local host, or you can specify a set of IP address also. Okay. Copy this. Copy. And so before this, you need to specify this host as well. This is let me exclude this so that the term expert is not recognized. Wrong here. Yeah. export. This is what we have specified, right? Underscore subscription underscore ID.
Did export in capital letter, Bhaskar? Any case sensitive on export command?
Actually not required. It is correct only. Small only. It should work with small. What Azure subscription ID? ID is correct, right? Why whatever it is. Yeah. Okay, nothing sure. We'll try. Where is that? One with that. Right. Copy this. It should work. Let me try. Right. We have a task and yeah. Post, paste. So I will save this file as some YAML file. Maybe create also, but what are we going to? We're going to create a resource group, right? So I'll save this as save as. So we need to try say create underscore resource group dot YAML. Right? I'm going to create like this in my D drive. Saved it. This is my PowerShell. Upload. Create YAML. Upload is done. Now we'll actually execute this command, right? is the command to run Ansible playbook followed by the playbook name. This is optional, but we'll use that. Ansible playbook, create rg.ml, is to us. Should I guess it will. Let's see. That is correct only. First. Doing something wrong here. Attribute itself is not. This is expected because your export did not work. Because we are not. Why this link? This should work first. EXP what? The spelling is correct, right? The command. Return export is. There's nothing wrong with this. This is correct. But this is the export command which is changed. Just give me a second. Checking. So generally what happens if you do the export, The current session will be connected to your Azure account. Since it is not connected to your Azure this thing, so it is not able to identify that whatever we have giving in the playbook. Right.
But do we install any Ansible extensions in Azure?
By default, it should work actually. There it is. Installing Ansible and Ansible installation. You only need to install Ansible your laptop. This we discussed already. You can manage an entire no database is installed as part of the Ansible setup. No daemons are required. Working with Cloud Shell. These are the commands. This itself will actually create it.
That export Azure subscription.
Export itself is enough actually. Ansible is just by exporting the Azure subscription ID environment variable. Okay, let me repeat it. Maybe I'll restart so that. Let me restart it.
Yeah, instead of PowerShell, can we use the shell also, shell script?
We can use, but we need VM for that. We don't have VM, right?
Okay.
This is connected. Otherwise, you have to use a VM.
Oh, okay, now it is connected.
It's connected, right? There's an account list. Account list. We have EX export Azure _ subscription ID. Azure _ service subscription ID equal to this. Copy, paste. No. Export itself is disabled. Awesome.
Says it's not recognized.
Yeah.
Means that the command is not recognizing. Just type export what it will show.
No, that's what I'm checking the export help. Export subscription ID. A small mistake which we are doing. Can you see any export subscription ID? Really, you should accept. See, export itself. I will copy this and see. We might get some help. This is general one, nothing to. Okay, we'll use that option also. Let's see. No. Okay. Now go to your. Every resource is not a valid attribute for play. The error appears to be in form of score, there's nothing to do. Yeah, exactly now. So it is set. See now what it does. It has done the play in localhost, task gathering the required information, creating resource group demo underscore RG. Changed. Whenever you see the status called changed, that means it has created it. Let us go and check your resource groups. I'll keep that session, right? What is this? That is okay. Demo underscore RG. This is what we have created, right? You see, demo underscore RG. Test created. Clear? Okay. Like this, you can run your playbook. It is set, not export. That was the issue, right? Similarly, assume that if you want to remove that, whatever you have installed just now, state is equal to absent. You need to add this. If you add state equal to absent under the Azure resource, whatever it is, right? Here and save it and upload it again. Now we have demo underscore RG, right? Refresh it. We have, where is that? Upload your file again. Create, open, upload is successful. Cat of create, what is the name? Create underscore, the name, create underscore RG. .yaml search file. Is it uploaded, right? Ansible playbook. I'm running it again. Of course, we are not changed that whatever the display name. Creating resource group that is coming from here. Creating resource group. Now we are actually removing the resource group, right? So this is what I was referring actually. When you are doing this kind of thing, it should be on the same session. Your subscription ID should be set before doing it. Otherwise, it will try to do in somewhere where your subscription ID is not set, right? It's taking so much time. It's let it complete. So while that gets complete, so this is the command. Name equal to whatever that, location equal to these things. Why are we passing this? In case if you don't have parameters, you can directly specify here. Okay. Since I am using these parameters, I am passing this values like this, variables basically. Assume that if you don't have any variables, you can directly defining your this thing name or whatever it is. Just this much is enough. No need to pass the variables. Clear? So this is how we can remove or the install or modify. I'm basically changing the state factor, right? So use your Ansible playbooks. Okay, I'll share one playbook. Maybe you can try experiment it and you can come back for input where it will actually give the complete information, right? The steps I'll share it. This one, this one. Create a visual. So you can try this and let me know in case of any issues. Okay, this will cover most of the few of the that combination which we were talking about. If you remember, the groups we are talking, right? Multiple modules. Modules, right? Can try this. I'll share this. I'll put it right now. Immediately this file. Yeah, you can copy paste and use this same thing. No issues. Okay.
Bhaskar, you're sharing complete file, ansible.pdf.
I'll share this file, complete file, ansible.pdf itself. I'll share. Okay.
Bhaskar, for yesterday's that main.pf Terraform file. Can you share that file also? That file and
yeah. I'll share that also. I think I've shared that file. Okay. If not, I'll share it. If not, I'll share that today. I'll share it immediately after this class. Okay, this is how you can use it. Tomorrow, no class. I think our festival, right? So we'll continue from Thursday. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Happy Ugadi, Bhaskar.
Yeah. Thank you. Wish you the same to all of you.
Happy Ugadi all. Yeah.
Thanks all. Thank you. Happy Ugadi to all.
Thank you.
Same to you.
Thank you.